Hey everyone, and welcome to Minnesota Airsoft. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Armorer Works HX25 gas blowback pistol. Now, before we start talking about the gun itself, I do want to note that this gun has some aftermarket upgrades that didn't come with the gun when it arrived from Amped Airsoft. Upgrades such as the Cow Tornado outer barrel, the red AIP grip screws, and the black flat trigger from Speed were all upgrades that were installed separately when it arrived. With all that being said, let's jump right into the AW Custom HX25. When this gun arrived from Amped Airsoft, we couldn't wait to try it out. We love gas blowback pistols, and this was something we were particularly interested in for a while now. Armorer Works is a company not many people know of, and they make very unique pistols that stand out amongst your everyday airsoft guns. With that being said, I'm not saying they're the absolute highest quality pistols money can buy, but it's definitely still something to note when looking for a decently priced airsoft gun. This pistol feels solid, looks awesome, and shoots great right out of the box. The upgrades that we ended up adding to ours is purely for aesthetics and because we had the parts lying around. Now I want to take a look at the aesthetics of this gun. I believe it's one of the cooler looking handguns on the airsoft market, especially when you compare it to those pistols above the $200 mark. Obviously it's not going to outshine a $1,000 high capa built from scratch, but it does a very good job at standing out. One of my favorite parts about the appearance of this gun are the slide cuts and serrations, which look great and actually do help rack the slide. They are hexagons, and this shape can be found all around the pistol from the front of the slide down to the bottom of the grip. I like that they kept this shape consistent, and it definitely adds to the overall look in my opinion. Another thing I really like about this is the textured or stippled grip. This is very grippy compared to other pistols, and for being completely stock, they did a great job. I'm not exactly sure how they did it, and it's not necessarily revolutionary, but the stippling job that they provided with this stock grip is fantastic to say the least. Looking at the overall build of the gun, you'll find a full aluminum slide. The coating on the slide is actually extremely durable. I've had some cheaper pistols in the past and more expensive pistols which have had a coating just fall off or scratch off. The frame is fully metal, I'm assuming some sort of alloy, seeing as it's not very light. But it is very strong and it's perfect for flashlights or lasers on the bottom of your pistol. The stock barrel that you do get on this gun is indeed full metal. It is very solid, it is quite heavy. I know it's not aluminum because of this weight, but I believe underneath this orange tip it does have thread. You'll need a 10mm clockwise to 14mm counterclockwise adapter if you'd like to use most of the common suppressors on the market. However, these can be found very easily and cheaply for about $5 on any large airsoft retailer. Another pro about this gun is the fact that it has a different sight picture than most handguns. Most handguns have a 2-post and 1 front post sight picture, whereas this gun decided to go with the ghost ring and front fiber optic sight, which I think is actually awesome, and the front fiber optic does a great job to help your front sight post stand out amongst the background. One flaw that I did find about this gun is the fact that the rear sight, or the ghost ring part of the sight picture, is actually canted a little bit up to the right. However, being realistic, this really doesn't matter. Half the time I don't even aim, I just kind of point the gun in a direction and shoot to see where my BB first flies and adapt from there. Moving on to the magazine, you can see that we have the standard 30+1 round magazine that comes with all standard 5.1 high capas on today's market. The one included in the box is a silvery chrome finish, although they do have spare magazines in both black and silver, green gas, and CO2. They also have 50 round green gas extended magazines if that's your playstyle. These magazines have worked great for just under a year now. I've dropped them several times and they have had absolutely zero leaks and zero issues, even when using propane, which is notorious for drying up the O-rings and causing leaks. Taking a quick look at the performance of this gun, this pistol is a great performing gun without any required upgrades like hop-up or inner barrel. Now keep in mind that gas blowback pistols are not designed for long range engagements and they do lack in the ammo capacity department. But again, these aren't things they're designed to be top performers in. They're designed to be secondaries, which are compact, lightweight, reliable, and accurate in close quarters combat. The main drawbacks for this pistol were its accuracy and range, which is simply due to the fact that it's a handgun with a short barrel setup. It can hop BBs up to .28, but it has difficulty hopping anything over this, which is a little bit of a bummer seeing as some people like using pistols as a primary and may want to reach out at longer ranges with heavier weight BBs. You could easily swap the hop-up assembly and fix this issue for relatively cheap. On a single fill of propane in 65-degree weather, this gun manages to shoot nearly 2 full magazines before running out, which is great for those of you who need a gun to be dependable during games. Taking it to the Chrono, we got numbers averaging about 328 feet per second using 6mm plastic USA .20 gram BBs, with a max of 349 feet per second and a minimum of 320. It isn't the most consistent gun in the world, but it's also good enough for all indoor and outdoor field limits. The final thing we tested performance-wise was the accuracy. We managed to get a 6-inch or so grouping with 10 shots at 50 feet using .25 gram BBs, which is pretty good for a pistol seeing as the barrel is so short. Keep in mind, a human torso is typically well over 12 inches wide, meaning it will be quite easy to hit if you have good aim. You can see there were a few outliers in the top left and middle left, with the majority of the BBs being less than 2 inches from the center. Overall, very pleased with how this gun performed, and we can't wait to test it against other pistols in the future. Now, we want to give you a quick demonstration of how the gun cycles so you can hear just how snappy it is. Taking a look at the price of this pistol, we can see that it's $149 on AmpedairSoft.com or $155 on Evike, with some newer models coming out now that actually have a selector, which are $165. So if you're interested in full auto pistols, definitely check those out. Now $150 might sound a little expensive for a gas blowback pistol, but it's actually right in the middle of most pistol prices. Cheaper pistols are around $100 to $110, and more expensive ones right around the $200 to $220 mark. This is very reasonably priced in my opinion for a unique build with a cool slide, stippled grip, and other pre-upgraded components. You can find this gun just about on every single airsoft retailer on the internet. The reason I've listed both Amped Airsoft and Evike is simply because Amped is my favorite airsoft retailer and Evike is the largest in North America. However, they've been sold out for the past few weeks due to high demand and COVID restrictions on imports, making everything more difficult. If COVID didn't have a play in any of this, I'm sure they'd be a lot easier to find. So what's my overall opinion on this gun? Well, I can definitely recommend it, and I can say that it's a durable gun that looks cool and performs well. This gun would be for those of you who want a cool custom looking pistol that shoots great, but don't want to spend hours of tuning and building on a custom high Capa like a Tokyo Marui. This pistol is also great for those of you who want to take advantage of the huge market for high Capas. Any of the accessories that go to a high Capa, most of them will fit. I've had zero issues with magazine compatibility for this gun, so there's no need to worry about WE magazines, AW magazines, TM magazines. They all work and they all fit fine. To wrap everything up a little bit, our final pros and cons list looks a little bit like this. Cons. Compatibility issues with Tokyo Marui spec parts like the slide, blowback unit, and nozzle. The pretty high price tag, which can always be a little bit lower, claims of pre-upgraded components when everything seems to be kind of normal, and the possibility of some defect parts like our rear sight. Now our pros list definitely outweighs the cons list, but it boils down to the gun's reliability, its durable components and durable surface finish, high aftermarket support like magazines, upgraded internals, and even original manufactured replacement parts from AW Customs themselves, a very unique design, and an overall solid performing pistol that hasn't had any major issues in over a year of use. If you are interested in checking out this item, there will be a link down below in the description to head over to AmpedairSoft.com where you can save 10% using our coupon code MNAirsoft at checkout. And if you need any BBs, make sure to use the link in our description to head on over to 6mmPlastic.com and save 10% using the coupon code in the description as well. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up down below, and feel free to subscribe to our channel to never miss out on future videos. It's completely free and you can always change your mind later. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.